Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video that I have promised you guys, and that is going to be testing out this Espresso Yourself palette by the Beauty Craft. Now this is a palette that I did get in my last FabFitFun edit sale haul. That's a long title. This is a brand that I've never really heard of until this edit sale came out and they were featured on there. I did look online and they have a bunch of different things. They've got some really good reviews. They can be a little bit pricey, but usually a lot of things are on sale right now. So definitely worth checking out. Hopefully we are going to find out. So this is an eyeshadow palette. Again, the packaging is really, really cute. But before I get into everything as far as the actual description, the makeup and all that, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the videos that I've got coming up for you guys. Also, if you want to see all the other goodies I got from the edit sale haul, I will link that video down below so you can see it. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the makeup. So again, the palette packaging is really super cute. It's got like a little cafe and two women walking in different directions. And then on the back here, it does give you a view of all the different shades in them. And just so you guys know, this is cruelty-free and it has no parabens. It does have coffee extract, which hence the name Espresso Yourself. It makes sense. Plus it's plain words from Express Yourself. Get it? Yeah. Anyway, and it does have coconut and shea butter. It is vegan as well, and there are no mineral oils. And when you take it out of the box, this is the actual packaging on the palette. Again, really cute. There's a lot of detail to it. It's very, very kind of girly, lots of pinks and browns, so you can kind of get a feel of what it's going to be like inside. And again, definitely a coffee theme here. Then when you open it up, you do have the plastic packaging, which I will take out, and then you do get a decently sized mirror in here as well, so pretty good sized mirror. And then these are the shades. Now I will say that there is a little bit of dust already on the edges, but that's usually just from packaging. It doesn't necessarily mean one thing or another, especially around the darker sides here. Again, doesn't necessarily mean anything. Now I have already primed my eyelids, so I'm not going to stall and talk and waste anybody's time, and I'm going to see how this baby works out. And for that, the first color I'm going to go into is this shade right here, which is Caramel Latte. By the way, all the names here are very coffee themed, like caramel latte, so that kind of goes with the whole theme of the palette. I did just smell it. Yes, you saw that correctly. I wanted to see if it actually smelled like coffee, and it doesn't. It doesn't smell like anything, which is kind of too bad. I really like the smell of coffee, but I know some people out there don't, so don't worry if you don't like coffee or the smell of it or anything to do with it. It doesn't smell like it. So as I'm kind of tapping it in here, there's a little bit of fallout, not a heck of a lot. Decent amount did get on my brush, and I'm just going to dust this all over my lid to start out with and to go ahead and set that primer. Then I'm going to go in with Toffee Nut right here, which is a really pretty, just kind of warm brown shade. And I'm just going to put a little bit on my brush here and put that in the crease on top of Caramel Latte. It's a really pretty shade, and I didn't need a lot of like pressure on my brush. I didn't need a lot of the eyeshadow on my brush to get a good amount of pigment on there. Just very light touches to it, and it's blending really pretty darn easily. So far, I know I've only worked with 2 shades here, but so far I'm really liking this palette. Then I'm going to go in with Toffee Coffee right here, which is kind of like a gray shade with like some olivey green undertones to it. It's a very interesting shade. I don't think I have any like it in my collection, which is saying something. So yeah. By the way, in case you guys are curious, this entire bottom row is all mattes, and then a few on this bottom row right here are mattes, but there are several shimmers, so you do get a nice mix of matte and shimmer. And it looks like there are a few there's not really any foiled shades or anything like that. It just looks like you have some kind of shimmery shades and then you have the rest matte. So you do get a nice combination there. So Toffee Coffee is a pretty color, but it's definitely not as pigmented as Toffee Nut. I'm really kind of having to go back and forth quite a bit just to try to get the color payoff that I am looking for here on the outer edges of my eye, and it's still not really what I want it to be, and I'm kind of going in here pretty heavy. I'm not just dabbing it in. So this one is not quite as nice as the other two that I already tried, but it is slowly getting there. It is slowly building up. I just have to kind of be patient with it and continue to work with it, but just to let you guys know, a little food for thought here. And I am bringing that shade in about halfway onto my eyelid. Since that isn't quite as kind of dark and deep as I want it to in the outer edge, I'm going to go in with Americana right here, which is kind of a cool toned brown that has like some purple undertones to it. And I'm just going to put that on the very outer corner of my eye on top of Toffee Coffee. Yeah, see, there's that. That's that pigmented we wanted. So far the only one that was a little bit sheer, not as opaque as I would like, is the Toffee Coffee. Then I'm going to go in with Gingerbread right here, which is this really pretty kind of, it's like an orangey tan, almost like kind of a creamsicle type color. And on a flat brush, I'm just going to apply that to the inner corner and blending that in with Toffee Coffee. I do want to add a little bit of shimmer as well because I also want to play with those colors to see how pigmented they are. Then I'm going to go in with Vanilla Latte right here. And I'm going to go ahead and wet my brush because I usually do that anyway with shimmer shades. And I'm just going to place that right in the center to add a little bit of a highlight there. Yeah, that's pretty. For the lower lash line, I'm gonna go straight in with Toffee Nut right here and just on a flat brush to push that right up against the lower lash line. Then I'm gonna go back in with Gingerbread and do the same thing just below Toffee Nut and kind of just blend that out a little bit. Being careful not to drag it down too far. Then just to add a little pop of highlight in the inner corner, I'm going to go in with Chai right here, which is a really pretty kind of champagne-y shimmer shade, and pop that right in my corner and on my brow bone. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the other eye doing the same thing, and then I'll be finishing up the rest of my makeup, and then I'll be right back for my final thoughts on the few shades. I know I didn't get to use too many, but I'll give you my final thoughts on the shades I did use and my kind of overall feeling on the palette then. So be right back. And I'm back. So this is the final look with all of the rest of my eye makeup and lipstick on. Okay, overall thoughts. I really like the way the look actually turned out. This is just kind of a neutral, like warm tone fall look, and I really like it. There are some shades that I really liked. So I liked the Toffee Nut shade, I liked the shimmer shades. Those were worked out, and I liked the Americano shade. Like those really worked out. The ones that were a little bit iffier for me were Gingerbread and Toffee Coffee. Like I really had to go in there several times and try to build up that color. It came out after a while, but it really took a while to get there, which is okay. Like it did. But if I don't have a lot of time, I don't want to sit there and be going trying to go back and forth, try to go back and forth. So, as a reminder, if you guys didn't watch my edit sale video, I only paid like $7.99 or something like that for this palette. And in my opinion, was it worth that price? Yeah, it was. It's a nice palette. There's a lot of looks. You can travel with it. The warm tones, some of the mattes, the shimmers were really pretty. However, online, I think right now it's on sale for like $44. Is it worth that? No, it's not. So if you can find this and pay less for it. It's a good palette. It isn't a bad palette, but I wouldn't spend $44 on it. I wouldn't spend the $64 I think it normally is on it. It's just, it's not worth it. It really isn't. It's pigmented, but not consistent. It's pretty, but it's nothing like, that one shade that is probably different than any other shade I have is the one that didn't work out as well for me. And so it is pretty. I will use this. But I also didn't pay the full price for it. I paid like a quarter of the price for it. So that to me is worth it. I will use it. But overall, don't go out and spend $40 on this. It's not worth it. There's so many other palettes out there that are much better for the price. Like in that same price range, you get much better payoff. You get much, you know, just more for your dollar. You won't have to sit there and go back in and dip and dip and dip and end up using more of the shades and then end up having to, you know, you've used the palette up a lot faster than you would have with maybe some of the other ones that you could buy. Now it did blend beautifully. It was buildable and it did blend. I have like no fallout on my face. Seriously, like there's like no fallout on my face. There's very, very little in the pan, as you can see. There's not a lot of kickback at all. So that I think is absolutely amazing in it. It blended beautifully. The colors are very beautiful. But it wasn't consistent for at least this one. For me, it wasn't consistent as far as the color payoff goes. Again, some are pretty and some came out beautifully and easy. Some I really had to work out. So yeah, that's my that's my review. That's my opinion. Again, if you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that it didn't work for somebody else or that maybe it, you know, could have gotten a bad version of it, but I just kind of want to give my full thoughts on there. It's a beautiful palette, but it's not worth the full price that it is on their website. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comment section, of course. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the videos I've got planned, because there are plenty coming your way. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss them. But until I can get them out for you, as always, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.